things added to it. I just think that's the more efficient way to go.
Okay. So with that, then, I guess, Joe, are you ready to make the presentation?
Presentation, I mean, I have some comments and some thoughts. And again, some of them aren't, some of them I have concerns about, some of them are just maybe, how I would have, written it maybe differently than Carolyn did. It doesn't mean it's wrong, it's just, my
Stop.
input. Yeah, stop, exactly, so.
Yeah, I agree. I would have done it differently too.
Well, my question still is though, so, where she referred to the ordinances, we're gonna review those, because that's part of what Michael sent us.
Yeah, because sections of the zoning ordinance make reference to those
Right,
ordinances.
that's why I'm.
Yeah, you're the one who brought it
What I'm
up.
saying
Yeah.
is, so, like I'd said previously, some of those are very old. So when we review those, then we give you what we think maybe changes that we made in those.
Mhm.
And then do you, like, from a legal standpoint, determine, the correctness of those changes, or like, how is that?
Sure. I mean, we'll take,
Something outdated.
yeah, we'll take your suggestions and work on it. I mean, these are all standalone ordinances, by the way.
Right.
So the supervisors then are going to have to decide if they want to go in and start amending different ordinances. Those are different than the actual zoning ordinance that we're working with, so.
Right. And the ordinances you sent us, though, are the Donegal Township current ordinances.
As best we could determine from the code book.
Generally, just to speak on that, again, one of the references was to automobile services. The township code that's already in place doesn't have something specifically called that. The name is a little different, so the closest we came up with, or one of the things that we came up that dealt with that was, automobile services. One of the things were junkyard. So that's one of the sections I sent you to look at that deals with, junkyard, junk vehicles. There's references to adult-oriented establishments. In the township code, I think they're called adult use, so it might not be spot on, or it might be found in a couple different sections in the township code. So, I tried to marry them as much as possible and send you what was on, pulled them directly and sent you that section. So I guess the question would be is if you had concerns with what was on record, that would be something to consider down the road. But as far as zoning, a lot of those are not specific to the zoning ordinance, I guess, or you could.
But they
you
are
could address
specific
them.
in that she referred to them
Or you
as
could address
being-
them through there. If you could note that those need to be revamped as well, and we could draft those and include it into the zoning code, or that as a standalone ordinance could be amended on its own, since it's already in place.
I think that's one of the recommendations that you could make to the supervisors, because we're just dealing with a land use zoning ordinance. These are not land uses, but because they're referred to, you can make some recommendations that, hey, supervisors, you may need to look at that, because that's a standalone ordinance that would have to be dealt with. Multiple standalone ordinances. But they're not land uses, so that doesn't affect the zoning ordinance.
Except for the fact that, like I said, they're referred to in
Right.
the zoning.
And you can point that
That's the
out,
problem.
which gives the supervisors, hey, we've got 3 of these ordinances that need to be upgraded. And then that's a different challenge.
So, the question is, where are we at that point? Another thing is, when are you available to go through this? I understand there's a conflict.
Yeah, there's a conflict. I have North Surveying on the 4th Tuesday of every month. I can't make the 4th Tuesday meeting. Now, maybe we're only going to be talking 2 or 3 special meetings and dealing with this, and then you can keep your 4th Tuesday of the month as your regular scheduled meeting. But if you want me to be here, I can't make that 4th Tuesday.
I understand.
Michael can, I can't.
Okay. Is there any reason why we can't proceed with Michael?
No. He knows more than I do.
Maybe Michael? So, with all this input then, where are we? We should be at what point should we bring all this together? Because we're now at this meeting, we're now looking at, going right into, which isn't very far at the end of the month.
Well, what I'd like to see is that those of you that do have recommendations, questions, or changes, just get that to us, so that we can start manipulating the ordinance.
So we don't necessarily even have to wait till the planning commission meeting.
You don't, I mean, I think you're gonna wanna have something to read before you even have a meeting.
Okay, so like with Jody changes, she can just go ahead and email us.
Yeah. Sure, or give us copies of what she's written, however she wants to transmit it to
I
us.
don't know that you could read my chicken scratch.
The only thing
Yeah,
is, if,
I have to type mine up too.
if we're gonna email you stuff, shouldn't we just include you in the group of the planning commission, because then that way we can read what. each
Yeah, what others are saying, so you don't,
Yeah, that's the other good thing, is that Jerry was able to send us out what was going on already.
yeah.
And with the email system, and if somebody doesn't have an email system or they want an email, they can call me or maybe call Jerry, and we will gladly get you a copy of it. Or if you have input,
Yeah.
give it to one of us, and we'll take care of it.
Are you addressing that to the public or?
I think, I don't know, are we? Should we? Should we take it in from the public?
No, I,
Well, you just said that Ely's got to say what they wanted to change.
Right.
well, I mean, in proper sequence, I mean, I think the planning commission members take the first stab at it.
Okay.
And then we absolutely welcome the public
Yeah,
to
so we're
take
going to
the
public
second
comment.
stab.
So
And then
that's
you
what
have your public meeting where, you know, everybody goes on the record.
Okay. That makes more sense.
I have a copy of the, like, the main body of the email that Michael sent us, and so if anybody wants, this is what we are supposed to be reviewing, so if anybody wants to see that tonight, you can come up and, or we can get you a copy of it, or whatever, however you wanna do it.
Yeah, I think we definitely should make this available if anyone wants it. With that then, is there anything else we need to do this evening?
No.
Any other comment? Okay. I have a motion to close the meeting. Go ahead, Keith.
Make a motion to end the meeting.
Have a second? Okay. All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye. Okay. Good night.
No, we went to the
Went to that one. That was pretty. Just turn on
I know.